ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। There is a saying, expansion is love, contraction is death. Expansion is love, contraction is death. It is just natural for each and every human being, for that matter, for all the living beings, to be self-centered. Self-centered, you know what is being self-centeredness? What do you mean by being self-centered? That person is self-centered, we say. The person who only thinks of oneself without bothering about the others. At times it can be at the cost of others also. It need not be at the cost of others, but for only one's own welfare, I and mine. I often used to say that the statement of a farmer from Wessex from UK, it says this farmer used to pray to the Lord, "Oh Lord, bless me and my wife, my son John and his wife, only 4, no more." So only 4 to be blessed, no more as such. This is the attitude of more or less each and every person. That is what is being self-centered. In modern terminology in Western countries, they call as nuclear families. What is nuclear families? I and mine. In our Indian parlance, it can be hum do, hamare do. But in the West, that nuclear family has got reduced to subnuclear family. You know what is a subnuclear family? I, me, and mine. No, mine is not there at all. See, there is 3 things are there. I is one thing, me, third is not mine. Mine gaya, so mine is nuclear family. I and mine is nuclear family. Subnuclear family is I, me, and myself. Three are there. But I, me, and myself. So this is what is subnuclear family. So that means we always think of ourselves, not about the others. But here is a chapter which points out, from Brihadaranyaka, we'll come to that. From Brihadaranyaka, here is a chapter which points out that each and everything in the creation is interdependent. There is nothing in the creation which is independent of all of others. So that is how that means they are all interdependent. How is this so? Because the source of everything is one and the same. Entire Jagat has got only one source. Therefore, all of them are interdependent in the sense one is the cause of the other. Each and everyone is the cause of the other. What do you mean by other? Not only related to you or those who are nearby you, no. Each one is the cause of the entire creation other than oneself. This applies to each and every individual, not only individual, all objects and all the beings in the entire creation. For which we can take the example. Dream. In dream there are many things, many and varied things are there. They are actually dependent on one another. Do you know why? What is the source of the dream? Only mind. It is a projection of the mind. The dreamer also is the product of the mind. The dreamt also is the product of the mind. All experience also is the product of the mind. So therefore, all of these are interdependent. It shows they have got only one and the same cause which is common for all. So in this chapter, so what is going to be pointed out now is that entire creation is interdependent, mutually dependent on one another. What is that relation will be discussed and detailed in the chapter itself. So therefore it has got the only one source, and from one source entire Jagat has emerged. And when you say from one source entire Jagat has emerged, the cause is one, effects though appear to be different, they are what? One and the same. Because cause and effect are not two different things. Cause, the karana, effect, the karya. These are not two different things. The cause, karana itself appearing in some other form is the effect, the karya. So that being the case, entire Jagat with all many and varied things, though appears to be different from one another, has got only one and the same cause, the common cause, and that is the true nature of each and every one of us. So that is what the chapter is going to point out. This is how we can view at this Madhu Vidya Brahmana it is, Madhu Vidya independently as such. Independently means without relating the chapter to the previous portion of the teaching. This is how we can view at this Madhu Vidya Brahmana from Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Now if you take into account the earlier chapters, there is some connection. What is the connection? Immediately preceding Brahmana, see, before that we'll see, Brihadaranyaka Upanishad has got 6 chapters. And this is from Aranyaka called Brihadaranyaka. Generally people mistake between Brihadaranyaka and Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Aranyaka means that which is something related to Aranyas, in the sense taught in the forest, or a person who has to take to the studies etc. should retire, because in the hurry-burry life of every day this is not possible to learn and assimilate, so one has to retire to a quiet place and study, or this therefore it's called related to Aranyaka. So there is what is called as Brihadaranyaka. It has got 8 chapters, and from those 8 chapters, from chapter 3 to 8 means 6 chapters, the first and the second chapter, the third to 8th chapter, 6th chapter is called Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. So that means Brihadaranyaka Upanishad is a part of entire Brihadaranyaka comprising 8 chapters. Why not the first 2 chapters also called Upanishad? Why it is not called so? There is a reason. The subject matter of the first 2 chapters deals with a karma called Pravargya karma. It is nothing to do with the Atma Vidya, Brahma Vidya, Adhyatma Vidya is not the subject matter. Adhyatma Vidya means the knowledge of our own Swarupa, all of what is the true I. So that is not the subject matter of the first 2 chapters. So therefore it is not included in the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. It is kept separate. So that is called Pravargya karma. Then 3rd chapter up to the end, 8th chapter, this 6th chapter comprise what is called as Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Now when you say this, the first 2 chapters of Brihadaranyaka means 3rd and 4th of Brihadaranyaka. Generally confusion comes here. Whatever the chapter number of Upanishad is given, you add 2 and get the number of what? Aranyaka. Otherwise if you are not related to, because those who are studying Bhashya etc. one should be aware of, because at times they give the reference of the number of the Aranyaka, not the Upanishad. From that time we should be aware of that. So the first and second chapter of Brihadaranyaka Upanishad is called as Madhu Kanda. It is called as the Madhu Kanda. And in that, the second chapter, this is the 5th Brahmana. The 5th Brahmana is called as Madhu Brahmana. So Madhu Brahmana. In this there are 19 mantras, or Aranyakas also they call it. So 19 what we call shlokas, but shlokas we can't call for the Upanishad. We have to call as mantras. So the fifth again Brahmana. Brahmana is section of the chapter. Second chapter, fifth section has got total 19 mantras, which is called as, that is also called Madhu Brahmana. First and second chapter are called Madhu Kanda. That is, and in the second chapter of Madhu Kanda, the fifth Brahmana is called as Madhu Brahmana. The immediate preceding Brahmana, preceding section before Madhu Brahmana is Maitreyi Brahmana. Maitreyi Brahmana is the teaching of celebrated sage Yajnavalkya. To whom? To his own wife Maitreyi. So Yajnavalkya wants to take to sannyasa. So he wants to take to sannyasa, and he had two wives, Katyayani and Maitreyi. And he tells Maitreyi, look, I want to divide the properties now, because I want to take to sannyasa. And Yajnavalkya was a very rich, he was a rich Brahmana, very rich Brahmana as such. So I want to divide my property. So but Maitreyi had that enough vairagya as such. She was not in for all this. In fact, she got married to Yajnavalkya to get this Adhyatma Vidya only as such. So she was not interested. He asked, look, you are giving me the half the property, that is fine, but with that whatever you are giving, can I gain what you have gained? What did Yajnavalkya did gain? Brahma Vidya. Can I gain? He said, nothing doing. That is not going to help you. Then said, why do I want it? I don't want that. I want what you have gained. So Yajnavalkya knew her texture of the mind and the disposition. He said, look, I am going to teach you. And there he says, what is our Swarupa? That is what he teaches. It is called as Maitreyi Brahmana. Basically what it shows is that the moksha means, the sadhana for moksha is karma nirapeksha. To gain moksha, you don't need the karma. What is necessary is atma jnana. These are the final stage. If the person has got the readiness of the mind, ready frame of the mind, karmas, actions no longer can help the individual to gain the true knowledge of the true nature of oneself, called atma jnana, brahma jnana, so that one can get freed from samsara and gain the moksha. That doesn't mean karmas are totally useless. Our shastra don't say karmas are totally useless. Karmas are useful indirectly to prepare the mind to gain the knowledge. So therefore, the role of karma, actions, in gaining knowledge is apratyaksha. Apratyaksha is indirect. The actions properly done with the right attitude of karma yoga, dedicating to Ishvara, give the antakarana shuddhi, the ready frame of mind. With that ready frame of mind, shuddha antakarana, one can gain knowledge, and that knowledge itself is moksha. So therefore karma is an indirect sadhana, apratyaksha sadhana, but it is not a direct sadhana. So therefore karma moksha sadhana, the means for moksha is atma jnana, karma nirapeksha, independent of the karma. So, and what knowledge does it give? And of course, and therefore there also sannyasa is the anga of moksha. But sadhana is what? Kevala jnana. Only knowledge. That only knowledge kevala shows karma nirapekshata, independent of the karma. The mere knowledge itself gives this moksha. In fact, you should know the gradation of sadhanas. Our culture is not that one way, one path is not that way, sir. To the person, depending on his temperament, etc., at different levels of their, so that is what is called sadhana, or at the level of their progress, different sadhanas are being given. The highest one, the topmost one is tattva chintana. What do you mean by tattva chintana? Making the mind get absorbed in the swarupa of oneself. Swarupa means directly appreciating, directly experiencing the knowledge, true nature of oneself in its true nature, what is called as Tattva Chintana. If that is not possible, number 2 is Shastra Adhyayana. Study of the Shastras, what we are doing. Study of the Shastras, what we are doing, what is called analyzing and ascertaining the Swarupa of oneself. That is number 2. Why Tattva Chintana? The person is not yet ready to take to Tattva Chintana. So therefore, Shastra Nirnaya, Adhyayana of the Shastra, that is the number 2. Number 3 sadhana comes in the place of Japa, Parayana, Mantra Japa, etc. That comes under 3rd sadhana. 4th is the one, the last, that's called Kanishta. You know what is that? Yatra mein jao, patra kharid karo. So going on pilgrimage, etc. All this is what? This is the 4th type of sadhana. Should know the gradation of that. So first topmost is Tattva Chintana, means the person is capable of taking to what we know as Nididhyasana. In Nididhyasana, the one makes the mind get absorbed in the true nature of oneself. For that knowledge is required, and if it's not there, and right mind is not there, so then what comes? Shastra, Nirnaya, Shastra, Adhyayana. 3rd ones, Japa. In Japa, Parayana, etc., all are included. So there were other things also. Even what you call as Karma Yoga also. Karma Yoga also comes under that category. Means Ishvara, Arpana Buddhi, all that comes. If that is not possible, then take to that is the Yatra, etc., that comes there. So now, here, Kevala Jnana. So that means only knowledge, means independent of karma. This person had taken to actions earlier, and by the help of actions has gained what? The ready frame of mind. Now, no more these actions are necessary. Just you came from Bombay to here by some transport. Trains were not there. Some transport you came. When you reached here, what did you do with that transport? You dispose of. Suppose you came by the train, you will get down at the station, train will proceed ahead as such. Your job is over. So like that, karma, like a train, helped earlier to get the ready frame of mind. Till that it was useful. But once the mind is ready, afterward they become other hindrance to the further progress. So they decide like that. Swami Chinmayanji in olden days used to give one example. He says to say, every day I sharpen my razor. Nowadays electric razors have come. In the olden days they were not there. Every day I sharpen my razor, but my beard doesn't move even by 1 inch. Why? Razor is very sharp. That sharp razor has to be applied on the beard, and you have to shave, then only it will work. If you merely keeping a sharp razor, of what use it is unless you shave? So like that, Karma Yoga with the right attitude of Ishvararpana Buddhi is to prepare the mind, but if you don't use that prepared mind to inquiry and to know what your Swarupa is, you will be having only a sharp razor. You will be only having a sharp razor, but you have not made use of it. So that is, karma is for Antakarana Shuddhi, and that has to be taken to used for inquiry to gain the knowledge. So therefore, Kevala Jnana, by mere knowledge, moksha is possible. This statement appears to be a little fanatic statement. ये कैसा हो जाएगा? ये भी अच्छा है, वो भी अच्छा है. That's true. But you know the final status. So, because do you know why? Other problem is there. We take to spiritual pursuit, but we know not for what we take. You know that? Some villager went to a railway station, and at the booking window, he asked the Babu there, booking clerk, I said, give me that ticket. The poor fellow, booking clerk asked, where you want to go? Sir, give me the ticket, I am ready to pay you the money. But he said, my dear sir, please tell me where you want to go. He is repeatedly hammering that I want the ticket. but he doesn't know where he wants to go. Destination he doesn't know, but he has come to there like that. So spiritual practice, anything and everything is taken to, but what is the final destination, that is not known. So therefore, thorough inquiry, and one should know what is what. This is very important in all the that is spiritual pursuit. What, when, why, how, all this is there. Where, everywhere, not there. Don't think only Lonavala you require. So, where it is everywhere possible. Of course, certain conducive place must be there, there is no doubt about that. So, but these are very important things. Otherwise, something is doing, of course, some good result will come, that is not there, but the final destination cannot be reached at all. The person will be chakkar kaatne baithega. So, that is what it is. So, kevala jnana. In that sense, a person who has grown from the necessity of the karma, the Shastra gives the permission to relinquish the karma. So that is what is called as sannyasa. The sannyasa becomes a anga. That means an auxiliary of the word moksha, for which jnana is the only sadhana. So that is all these were told by who? Yajnavalkya, taught by Yajnavalkya to Maitreyi. And what he taught there was, so the Atma Swarupa, Atma Jnana, which reveals you the very basis of Jagat. You know what is base? What you mean by basis? Adhisthana. That because of which everything exists. For example, the Adhisthana, the basis of your cloth is what? The fiber, cotton. If cotton or whatever, yarn or whatever it may be, were not there, you can't have the cloth as such. So that means, now here is the desk. What is the basis of this desk? The wood. So that is the wood. So without which it can't have any existence. So in Atma Jnana, what is revealed is the basis of entire Jagat, the creation, and that is what our own Swarupa. And while pointing out our own Swarupa, what is called as Atma, the Chaitanya Tattva, the pure awareness principle, the pure consciousness principle, constant integrated awareness. So this Atma, what is otherwise called as I, not only is the basis, the adhisthana of entire Jagat, it is something which is parapremaspada. It is the aspada, ashraya, locus of paraprema. Paraprema means something supreme love, limitless love, the love which has no bounds. And not only that, if anything else becomes the object of love, Atmanastu kamaya sarvam priyam bhavati. You find this in Brihadaranyaka in the teaching of Yajnavalkya to Maitreyi. In the entire creation, anything and everything that is dear to oneself is for the sake of oneself. Everything other than me is dear to me for the sake of oneself, whereas me, myself is dear because of what? I am the very locus of absolute love, limitless love, absolute love. That's what he says, Atmanastu kamaya sarvam priyam bhavati. The Upanishad says, if I myself is the locus of limitless, that means locus of limitless love, why do you run after the objects and beings in the world? And from there you try to, that is, procure them, etc. Other thing. Anything that is the locus of love is necessarily the source of ananda. You should keep in mind. That also is another aspect. Anything that is the locus of love is the very source of happiness. Don't you find in the world? A thing which gives happiness you love. A thing which gives more happiness you love the more. This is not. Suppose there is an object A which gives you happiness, you love that. There is an object B which gives more happiness than object A. You love B more than A. That is the object C which is gives more, has still more happiness. You love still more than the object B. If that is the case, the love, the corollary of it, reverse of it, the love towards myself is something which is absolute without any cause, etc. Therefore, I in reality must be nothing but absolute happiness. If whatever that gives happiness is the object of love, that which is the source, that means the receptacle of love, must be the object of happiness. The love towards oneself is something which is unparalleled. It should be nothing but limitless love, which can be otherwise verified also from analysis of deep sleep and all that can be done. That is not the topic in this context here. So that being the case, this Atma is Parapremaspada. If that is the case, should we not know what that I Atma is? So which is the very locus of limitless love, and itself is Paramananda, limitless Ananda. So therefore, the Yajnavalkya say, Atma va are drashtavyaha, shrotavyaha, mantavyaha, nididhyasitavyaha. Are Maitreyi, Atma vai drashtavyaha. You should have darshana of Atma. Means the direct knowledge of Atma. Anubhava of Atma. What is called Atmanubhava. Tallying of now also you experience yourself or not? How do you experience now? In this MADHU Prakasha, with whatever comforts and discomfort till you had since morning, since you came to know the cancellation of the train onwards in those who were to come by the train. So after all, you as an entity, as an individual, and sorrows, etc., these are bundles of that you take out of it. But limitless Ananda. So that true nature, Tavyaha, should be seen, means directly cognized. What are the means for that? Nididhyasitavyaha. So you should take to inquiry. Shravana means not simply listening, inquiry. Inquiry as to what Atma is. Mantavyaha, that exact doubts about the nature of Atma. Finally, Nididhyasitavyaha, make the mind repeatedly abide and gets absorbed in your Now question comes now, well, I took to Shravana, I took to Manana, I took to Nididhyasana, and I got what? Atma Darshana. So what? What do I get? What is the result do I get? The question comes, because after all, every human being is utilitarian. The first question will come, how am I benefited? What is the result that I am going to get out of that? So therefore, the Yajnavalkya continues that, if that is the case, he says, Maitreyi Atmanaha va are darshanena, shravanena, matya vidnyanena, idam sarvam viditam. Maitreyi Atmanaha va are darshanena. By darshana, Atmanubhava, the direct cognition of Atma, and how it is gained? Shravanena, by Shravana it is gained. Matya here is Manana. By Manana, then Vidnyanena, by Nididhyasana. If you gain that direct knowledge of Atma Sarupa, it says, Idam Sarvam Viditam. All this is known. How is it? Question. That means, if you know what is the true nature of Atma, it is as good as you know everything, entire Jagat. Entire Jagat means what? You are there, all the beings and other things are there, including Bhagavan, Ishvara. You, the individual, world, the total, Jagat, the total, and Ishvara, Bhagavat Sarupa, that is the creator principle, the one who has created the Jagat, Ishvara Tattva, Bhagavat Tattva, all these three. Your true nature is the basis of everyone. This knowledge is gained. This is what is told where in the Maitreyi Brahmana. The question comes, how is it possible If I know only Atma, everything else is known. How is it possible? So that to prove that, so in Maitreyi Brahmana, few illustrations are the first. What is told is here, idam sarvam yadayam atma. Yajnavalkya tells there, Maitreyi, idam sarvam yadayam atma. This entire jagat is what? Nothing but Atma and Atma. The question comes, how this everything is Atma and Atma only? Because entire jagat has got its birth, origin in Chaitanya Atma. Entire jagat has got its existence in Atma. Entire jagat, when God destroyed, merges back in Atma. Do you agree? Listen carefully. Entire jagat born of Atma. Atma means what? Chaitanya Tattva. What is Chaitanya Tattva? What is Chaitanya Tattva? Come on, right now you tell me. Exists in all the three what? Right now what are you doing? What are you doing right now? Listening. Okay. With what? What do you need for listening? Yes. Okay. And when you listen, what happens? In your mind, a corresponding thought takes place according to what you have heard. We call it Shabda, in this case, Shabdakara Antakarana Vritti. But that Shabdakara Antakarana Vritti, a thought, a modification of your mind is inert, but you are aware of that. Oh, Swamiji spoke this, you are aware of that. That which makes you know, aware of that inner thought, that is what is the Chaitanya Tattva. Right now, you are seeing at me, is it not? When you are seeing at me, what makes there is no problem with your eyes, as let us say, and what you are seeing, so my form is seen. But my form, can it be seen without the light? I don't have, see, not only me, all of your bodies also. Light is not the intrinsic feature of anyone's body as such, is it not? So when the light illumines an object, the reflected light is seen. So light that falls on me gets reflected and you are able to see. So now, how will you say what is light? Come on. Light has no form. See, think of it. Light is the one which makes you see everything, itself has no form as such. That which illumines the object, rupa, form for you is the light. Like that. That which makes you aware of, that which makes you know what that thought is, that is what? Chaitanya. Is it in you or not? Sure? Any doubt? No doubt. How come? You listen to me, is it not? No, Swamiji was dozing off. Never mind, that's fine. Were you dozing? No, do you know that you are dozing or not? Yes. How did you know that one? Okay, that only object differs. Here I am speaking about the hearing. There you are dozing, but that you are dozing, you are aware of, which made you aware of your dozing itself is the Chaitanya. You can't miss. So everything is born, everything exists, and when, if nothing is there, as in sleep, Chaitanya is there or not? How do you say? When you wake up, I slept well. I did not know anything. You remember. When you remember means the one who was remember is the what you remember. Can you remember something which is not experienced by you? No. You have remembered means you are experienced, nothing was there. Because of which you are aware at that time, nothing was there. Chaitanya was still there as such. Waking, dream and deep state, Chaitanya is verily there. So that being the case, so entire jagat is born of Chaitanya, exists in Chaitanya, merges back in Chaitanya. Therefore, so is what? Yadayam, that means what? Entire jagat is what? Idam sarvam yadayam atma. See, anything that is born of, exists and merges is what is called as upadana karana. So, a mud pot made up of the mud exists in the mud, gets destroyed and merges back in the mud. So that mud is the material cause, upadana karana. That which is born of Chaitanya, exists in Chaitanya, merges back in Chaitanya, is nothing but in reality Chaitanya only. So this way, everything is nothing but Atma and Atma alone. That was taught in the Maitreyi Brahmana by who? Yajnavalkya. And for which illustration also was given. What is the illustration? What is called as Dundubhi. Dundubhi means a drum. You know the drum? So drum. While beating the drum, from the drum, depending on how one beats, at what pitch one beats, different sounds emerge. In varying pitches the sound comes. But for all these sound, the basis is the general sound. Frequency may increase or decrease, but general sound is the basis for that. Another example is gone, Shankha, blowing the conch. In the conch also can be what? Blown in a varying degrees of pitches with a different notes you can blow, but in and through there is one common sound that is permeating in that. Again, Veena, example of Veena was given. So that means Veena, that means the sounds may differ, but there is one general sound common to all. Like that, the Jagat may appear to be different from another, but one common factor is what? Chaitanya. So this was the Hetu given. Therefore what? Everything is Atma. There are some who says, no. In spite of that, it is not correct. What is not correct? Everything is Atma is not correct. To those people, to show that everything is Atma, now here is pointed out that entire Jagat, in Madhu Brahmanana, entire Jagat is interdependent. Atma, for which Hetu was given, reason was given. Hetu and that is Drishtanta. Hetu is what? The Utpatti, origin of Jagat is in Atma. Sthiti, the existence of Jagat is in Atma. Laya, destruction of Jagat is in Atma. Therefore what? So Jagat is nothing but Atma only. This is what is called in the Nyaya parlance as Nigamana. English what you say? Deducing. Some of you may be aware of this. For example, yonder there on the mountain there is fire. This is called pratidnya, a statement of a fact. Someone asks, sir, did you see that? No. How do you say there is fire there? Smoke is seen. From here what is seen there is only, from there what is there? Smoke is there. So smoke is seen. So therefore the Hetu is what now? The smoke. The reason, how do you say that there is fire on the mountain? The smoke. But that is not sufficient. So what is that? You have to give a drishtanta, illustration. So like a kitchen, not modern kitchen. Olden days kitchen or yajnashala. There is smoke, there is what? Fire. Wherever there is smoke, fire. So you have got now a rule that wherever there is smoke, there is fire. Okay? So that means what is called as Vyapti. Vyapti means invariable concomitance, what is called Sahacharya Niyama. A rule that two things always are together. See, wherever there is smoke, there is necessarily fire. Wherever there is fire, there need not be necessarily smoke. But if smoke is there, fire is bound to be there. So therefore, now, okay, that is fine. I know, I can see the smoke on the mountain. I know that is wherever there is smoke, there is fire. Like what? Drishtanta is what? Like the kitchen or yajneshala. But how do you prove that there is fire on the mountain? You apply this rule now. What is that? You have to say, I am seeing the smoke on the fire. And wherever there is fire, wherever there is smoke, there is fire. Therefore, there is fire on the mountain. This is what is called deduction. Deducing, this is what is called nigamana. So, it's a technical aspect. So, Maitreya Brahmana, what was told? Everything is nothing but Atma only. The Drishtanta was given what? And Hetu is what? Everything is born in Atma, exists in Atma, and merges back in Atma. Like what? That Dundubhi, Veena, Shankha, these examples are. Now this The Madhu, earlier portion was Madhu Kanda, entire Madhu Kanda means earlier chapters were Agama Pradhana, means the Shruti Upanishad make a statement and the same Shruti is now deducing based on what was told. Now it shows that because of these reasons everything is nothing but Atma, for which, so what is made use of is the interdependence on each and every one on the other. Why this name Madhu Vidya? We have to find out what is Madhu. Before that, Madhu Vidya are of two types. In the Pravargya Karma, that is the first two chapters of Brihadaranyaka, not Upanishad, there is also Madhu Vidya. Here also there is Madhu Vidya, but difference is there. That Madhu Vidya is Upasana. Earlier in the context of karma, whatever that is, Madhu Vidya is there, that is what is called Upasana and not the Atma Jnana, not the Adhyatma Vidya. But now in the second chapter of Brihadaranyaka means fourth chapter of Brihadaranyaka Upanishad means fourth chapter of Brihadaranyaka. In the fifth Brahmana, what is called Mradu Brahmana is Adhyatma Vidya. It is a Atma Jnana. The question comes, what is this Madhu, Madhu, Madhu? You see, so many times Madhu, Madhu, Madhu comes. What is this Madhu? You know what is Madhu? Not anyone's name, okay? I don't know if honey. Madhu means honey. But it is not honey. Here nothing, no this thing. Madhu, Iva Madhu. You don't take money, something honey is here as well. Like Madhu, and Madhu means some similarity between honey and what is being told is drawn there. It is like, that means something like Madhu. So therefore, here Madhu means actually Karya, the effect. Why that honey has come in picture, there is a reason for that. What is Madhu here is what? Karya, effect. Product of something. Why it is called so? I hope you know how honey is made. Who makes the honey? Honeybees. How many honeybees do that? Have you seen any honeycomb? Honeybees like ants are very, very industrious. You should know how they work, function. And what a cooperation and unity with them. And how many battalions of them. And whatever, see, first they, that is, make a honeycomb and then go to different flowers for a long period and bit by bit, bit by bit, bit by bit, bring and store in the honeycomb and it becomes full. Greedy man is waiting. The greedy man is waiting there to drive them out and take the honey. That is okay, that we are not concerned with that. Now this honey represents a result of cooperative endeavor, a result of industrious efforts of not one or two, of many. That is what is called as Karya, effect, effect of so many. Like this entire Jagat is the industrious work of many, means innumerable. So, and that innumerable includes each and every one of us. Each and every, see, just as every honey has created the, no, not honey, every honeybee has created the honey, is it not? It has got its share. Likewise, each and every one of us has created the Jagat. We have got our own share there. Without us, the Jagat will not be there. So therefore, we means all the living beings, bhutas, all bhutani, they are the creators. Jagat is the created. You are the creator. Jagat is the creator. From a particular standard. Of course, Ishvara, Bhagavan is the creator. But Bhagavan created because of you, because you have supplied something to Bhagavan to create. If you were not there to provide some material for Bhagavan to create, Bhagavan will not create the Jagat. What is that you have provided the cause for the Jagat? Why you need the Jagat? Now for example, Yena kena prakarena, you have landed here. Okay, whatever it may be, let us not find out. Huh? What for you have come here? To study a particular text. So this place was available. Fine, okay. Now you are making use of this place, is it not? Means this place you are making use because it serves your purpose. And this place is meant for what? Why this earth, etc.? Is a matter of demand and supply. There are people who are wanting it, therefore the earth is there, and there are people who are using it because it is available, means mutual cause-effect relationship is there. So that being the case, so what happens now? So each and everyone becomes the creator. How? In terms of each and everyone is the cause, the creator of entire Jagat. Entire Jagat, do you know what it consists of? From space, sun, moon, stars, earth, including all beings and objects, including your enemies also. Swamiji, I never wanted enemies, but you have created. You have created. You are responsible for that. Whether you are friends or enemies or whatever it may, wanted, unwanted, that which gives you happiness, that which gives you sorrow, that which gives you headache, constant headache, everything you have created. You can't absolve your responsibility. That is what is said, is entire Jagat is for your experience. Why it is for experience? You have created it. And entire Jagat has created you for their experience. Paraspara. Don't think it's not one-way traffic. It's both way. It's a both way, sir. Entire Jagat has created you as such. Without you, the Jagat is incomplete. That's why it is Madhu. Paraspara Madhu means what? Now remember one word. What is Madhu? Karya. Effect. So there is mutual effect, cause-effect relationship is there. So, and that is cause and mutual cause-effect relationship there. What happens? So entire Jagat is interdependent. And because it is interdependent, then what happens? It has got one source. Just let us say 5 brothers of one and the same mother. The mother is one, the brothers are there. So therefore what? There is mutual cooperation, not nowadays brothers. Nowadays brothers will go to Supreme Court. So we have to take example of Rama, Lakshmana, Bharata, Shatrughna. That type of brotherhood, because mother is one source is one, father is one, mother is like that, one source as a, you know how it says when as a boy, child as a, one day Rama came and he was very happy. Kausalya asked, hey Rama, what is this? Children they are playing and he came, he was very happy as a, hey what happened? He said Bharata won the game. They are playing and he won the game and Bharata was in. He was weeping. So Kausalya thought, what happened to him? Because Bharata won the game and Bharata should be still more happy than who? Rama. So then Kausalya said, Bharata, what happened? You have won the game. No, Rama played foul game. What foul game? Only to make me win. He underplayed in such a way that I will win and he will get defeated. That's why Bharata was crying for what? Rama lost the game. And how he lost the game? By deliberately playing in such a way that I will win the game. That is the brotherhood. So Bharata is sorry because Rama lost the game. Rama is very happy because Bharata won the game. That way, one mother, so many brothers. So source is one. So mutual, that means dependence, mutual helpfulness, that is there. Now it is going to be pointed out in this, that is from the 5th Brahmana of this Brihadaranyaka. What is going to be pointed out is that how mutual dependence is there, and because of that mutual dependence, source is one. And what is that final source? Atma Swarupa. Same thing is called as the Brahma Swarupa. That is what is our Swarupa. Having shown that, then the context in which this Madhu Vidya was taught, that comes to show the greatness of this knowledge. Because this knowledge was given by a sage called Dadhyang Atharva. He's a great sage. And the students were Ashwini Kumaras, the heavenly physicians. And the episode is going to come. What a great act, what a cruel act they had to take to who? Ashwini Kumaras, to gain this knowledge. Why? They approach it, that aspect is going to come at later after the knowledge. They approach Dadhyang Atharva Muni for this knowledge. Dadhyang Atharva said, he said, I am ready to teach, but it won't work. Why?
Swasti prajabhya paripalyanam nyayena bhagena mahim mahishaah brahmanebhya shubhamastu loka samasta sukhino bhavantu kale varshatu parjanyah prithvi sasya shalini deshoyam shobharahita brahmana santu nirbhayah om sarve bhavantu sukhinah sarve santu niramayah sarve bhadrani pashyantu ma kaschid dukkha bhag bhavet asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityorma amritangamaya om purnamada purnamidam purnat purnamudachyate purnasya purnamadaya purnameva vasishyate om